Goose, what's your favorite scary, creepy video on YouTube, or heck, even the entire internet? Um... Hey guys, what's up? It's another one of these videos that I took from my live stream, and I was hoping that maybe you'd be interested in this because it is about one of the most interesting ghost videos that I've ever seen, and one that I really just can't explain. To summarize it really, there's this guy who uploaded a video of this bell ringing by itself, and he claims that it is from a ghost by the name of James. James the ghost is supposedly the one that rings it on camera, and there's really no indicator of any sort of foul play in terms of footage, fuckery, or anything like that. So for me, it's a real brain teaser as to like what exactly happened in this video. The guy doesn't even do it for profit. I mean, he only talks about his own music channel and nothing else. If I were to go over briefly some of my theories, there's no magnet involved because that seems kind of impossible. If this were a magnet, then the whole bell would move, and if it were a magnet, then the spring would just go all the way down by itself and not just slowly go down like it does in the video. There's also some maybe strings attached underneath, but again, the bell would move, or you would clearly see them, especially because the camera is so up close. Maybe he edited the footage. Maybe he just stopped it and then rung it by himself and then he just cut it. But then again, there's the reflection and the objects in the background, and nothing in the reflection moves, neither does anything in the background. It's all incredibly seamless, and I even play the tape frame by frame, or rather the video. Nobody uses tape anymore, and nothing about it seems wrong or edited out. To get a bit of my personal input on this whole thing and what I think about ghosts in general, well, I'm really skeptical about it. I've never seen anything before, but hey, I'm not questioning it out. If there's evidence of it, sure, but I've always been a big fan of ghost videos because I always thought they were really intriguing, either because I like the whole illusion of it or the whole skeptical of it, or just because maybe, just maybe, there could be a real one. And this is the only one that I really genuinely think is just straight up a ghost, because I can't explain it at all. I'm just gonna pass it off to my live stream self, and hopefully you guys won't get annoyed by my ranting tangent about this whole ghost video footage thing, because really it's something I'm really passionate about. I just can't figure it out, and I have a fucking ton of people trying to figure it out with me, so I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Give me your theories. God, what's a spooky video? Jesus, I don't know. Yo, I'll show you. Hey, how about this? I will show you right now the most convincing ghost video I've ever seen, and it is the most boring ghost video I've ever seen. It's incredibly convincing, but it's very boring. It's not extravagant. You don't actually see a ghost come out. You don't see, I don't know, a hand coming out of a painting, or like something getting thrown out or something. But this, what I'm about to find, if I can find it ever again. Oh, here it is. Jesus, that's all I needed to look for? Okay. So, this guy has a ghost in his house. His name is James, right? Now, James is not a particularly exciting ghost like most other ghosts are on YouTube. He doesn't throw shit across the room. He doesn't, like, do that bullshit that ghosts do on YouTube all the time. All this dude does, by the way, this guy's YouTube channel, all he does is actually just sing. That's all he does. He talks about his singing career. He uploads music. And like the only time he did ghost videos is like this one, this one, this one, and this one. 4 videos, 7 years old. And after that, he just didn't do any videos. He didn't do any sort of ghost videos after that. Funny, because you would think he would, because all of his ghost videos are clearly successful. He has never made any other ghost video other than that. And if he wanted to get successful, he should have just continued making these ghost videos. But he didn't. He just chose not to, which just shows to me that he is very genuine about these ghost sightings, because he doesn't really care about them. They just happen. This one, however, is the most convincing one, but it is incredibly boring. So I'm gonna skip through. Essentially, what happens is he has this ghost named James. James doesn't really do anything aside from like flutter around and do bullshit or whatever. This is just a typical bell. It's a very typical bell you would find at a hotel, or I don't know, a diner or something like that. There's nothing attached to it. There's nothing underneath. It is on top of a couch. I don't know if they can be activated from underneath using a magnet. And this is what happens. This is what happens. After just a little while, this is what happens. After like nearly 10 minutes, this is what happens.
Hit it all you got and just hit it one good time.
Now, the incredible thing about this footage is that this is, okay, now this is the bell without any sort of pressure on it whatsoever. This is the bell earlier. It was slightly down. It's been slightly down for a little bit. He's been waiting for this ghost to ring it for like nearly 10 minutes. Holy shit. Guys, do you really want to see my elbow? Is that what this is all about? So this is the bell without any sort of pressure on it whatsoever. But for 10 minutes straight, it's been looking like this, which is like the ghost or whatever, however the fuck, halfway through, halfway down. How do you have a bell go halfway down? I don't fucking know. I really don't. And then this happens.
And just hit it one good time.
And it rings. And it rings. How the fuck does that happen? How? I want to say that he used a magnet or something underneath, right? But why is it all like just halfway down? If it were a magnet, wouldn't it just go all the way down? Why is it just halfway down? And then when it does actually ring, that would imply that, I don't know, the magnet got closer? Like, what is that? Like, if that were the case, then the whole thing would have moved because it's all metal, right? Or at least I don't know how bells are made. I don't know if they're made of metal or aluminum or I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how the fuck he did it. It's been driving me crazy. And you might say, oh well, Goose, there's probably an edit in between. Now let's go frame by frame. Going frame by frame, and this is the most boring fucking stream ever. But I'm really analyzing this because I have no clue how in the fuck this was done. I really don't. And I want your guys' help because I already debunked the fact that it's a dumbass magnet because it can't be. It just can't be. I don't know. Maybe it can. But it's it's furniture too. Like, where is he gonna put it? Like underneath and like time it correctly? Well, he's got to be lifting the couch. I don't know. It seems. The magnet theory seems dumb. The bell was remotely controlled. Like how? How though? Like an electric bell? Well, you'll see later that it's at what we can see right now. It's just a normal bell. There's nothing underneath. It's not electronic. It's the simplest fucking bell in the world. It's nothing. What the fuck? And you would think, okay, if it is a magnet, let's say that it could have been done by a magnet. Why in the fuck did this crazy guy, who's never had a ghost footage before other than his other ghost footage with 3 other, that doesn't give a fuck about views, why is it that this guy waits until like nearly 10 minutes until he reveals the ghost? Like, is he really going to be like waiting that long? He could have just rang it in like the first minute and just got this video over with, but he waited 10 minutes. And he rung the bell. At the edge of the magnetic field, it's weaker. So magnets are possibly, especially if the ringing part is aluminum or of different metal. On the idea of an edit that would have been incredibly seamless cut. No, seriously. Perhaps magician's wire. That's what I think too, but like, where is the wire coming from? And if it were a wire, then he would have been pulling for 10 minutes straight. Because this is the bell with its thing all the way up. And this is it with halfway up. And you go through this entire video, and it goes like up and then down, and then it goes slowly down, like it increments slowly downwards, and then it goes upwards slightly. So what does that mean? So what, he was like pulling it a little bit, and then he was like letting go a little bit, and then pulling it again a little? Like, that is a lot of patience. And if there is a wire underneath, then that would mean he would have like a surgeon's touch in order for the bell itself to not move. And you see this video, we're going back 10 seconds, and it moves up, right? And then it moves halfway down. And you see that the bell itself has not moved an inch, not even a centimeter. So what the f? Weight on the other end of the wire so he's not holding it with a minute adjustment? I don't know about that. That just seems like, it just seems too elaborate for just a bell to ring. And he's not a magician, he's a musician. So he doesn't, it's not like this is his special, I don't know, maybe he fucking deals with the occult, I don't know. Anyways, let's look at that ring again. And that's the thing about this that really fucks with my mind, is that, okay, if this is a cut, and even if it were the most seamless cut in the world, we're going frame by frame now, then you would see a few bits of movement, either from the bell itself, which there is movement from the bell itself, but that's because it rings, so the vibrations go on the bell and it makes it slightly move a little bit, because, you know, that's how sound works. But other than the bell, we should have seen movement from the tobacco in the background and whatever the fuck that is in the background too next to it. My theory is if he faked it and he did do a seamless cut, then he put the tobacco and whatever else that is behind it to show that this is a seamless cut, you know, to give the illusion that there is movement or something like that. But the thing is, they both don't move at all. The bell doesn't move except for, you know, the ringing part. And the reflection, that's the part that really gets me. There is a reflection on the bell and it does not move a bit. Like, there is no edit, there's no cut that can be seen from the reflection itself. It is seamless. It is like continuing. Like, that is incredible. How the fuck did he do it? I'm going frame by frame and there is not a cut in the world. Not even with the horrible compression that's on this video. There's not even a cut on the compression. Like, it's all seamless. It all makes sense. What the fuck is this? This is the greatest ghost video ever made, and nobody has debunked it. I can't debunk it. Fucking Mr. Mysterio, or whatever the guy's name is with the silver face, probably can't debunk it either. And if he does, I will fucking... I don't know what I would do. I will eat a salad if he does that. Because I can't figure out how the fuck this is made at all. I've been thinking about it for 3 years. I can debunk pretty much every single ghost video that's ever been made. You give me a ghost footage right now and I can debunk it. I promise you I can. They're all the most basic shit ever, or they have strings, or they have actors, or they have camera crews, lights, whatever, editing, whatever. They can all be debunked. I can debunk them. They're not that complicated. This motherfucker, I don't know what the fuck he did, but damn it, this is good. It's a good fucking video. As far as I know, he's got a ghost. There's a ghost in his house. I'm 100% convinced. I have no idea how he did this. Try debunking this. Okay, shut up. I see the name. Odds to I know this is gonna be a stupid. All right. Yeah, all right. That's what I expected. So in closing, this is still the most undebunkable film that I've ever seen in my life regarding ghosts, that is. I don't know what it is, I don't know what it could be, and I got some theories about this being maybe a broken spring on the bell itself. Maybe it doesn't work anymore, maybe it just rusted over and that's why it's falling down, but that doesn't necessarily explain why it's rising up. And also, maybe it is a little rusty and maybe it does go down a little and then rises back up just a tad bit. But that doesn't explain why it just collapses and rings by itself. I would think that a bell that has a faulty spring wouldn't be able to ring by itself. Though I could be wrong, and the only plausible explanation that I can personally think of is just a very clean and very seamless cut that cannot be seen with the human eye. Even then, that's a remarkable cut, but I just don't see it. Again, the reflection just sort of debunks that in itself. And some people have suggested maybe After Effects, maybe CG, but this is a guy who doesn't really do much except do music and sometimes play with Ouija boards. I don't think the guy is really into visual effects, and if you look into his bio, well, that's just not who he is. And if he were into visual effects, then he would make other videos about visual effects, but he just doesn't, or at least not that I know of. You can check out his other ghost footage as well, and there is one that I omitted because I just didn't notice it until last minute. But maybe someday I'll be able to just dive deep into his videos and maybe find out if there really is a ghost in his house, because honestly, I just can't explain what the hell it is that's in his house. I just don't know how he did it, and as far as I'm concerned, he's got a ghost. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. I love you guys so much. Goodbye.